And we're back. Hey guys, how's it going? Today, we cut ourselves. Like, no joke. I literally cut a little piece, but the best thing for that is just to rub it off, right? Cool, let's go. So this is something I've actually wanted to do a video on for a long time. Something that I've made in the past and I was blown away by it. Today, you're never gonna guess, we're making tapioca. Tapioca, yes. So we're gonna use a bag of tapioca starch, and you're like, what are you gonna make with tapioca? Pudding? Maybe thicken some soup or something like this? No man, we're gonna make tapioca wraps. And the best thing is that they're gluten-free. They're low in sodium and they're super cheap and super easy to make. Cheaper than even your tortillas, or probably comparable to like a loaf of bread, but way healthier and gluten-free, which is super important. So let's go. So we're gonna start off with 2 cups of flour. I still haven't bought myself a measuring cup, but I found things that were the same size as cups. So these little cups actually work out to be a cup. So we're gonna use 2 of them, put them into a large bowl, and yeah, and then after that we're gonna add a half a cup of water. The key to this is cold water. That's it. Not warm, not hot, just cold water. Pour it in. You spread it around a little bit because we're going to be mixing these things, 2 things together. So if you'll notice right away, once when you pour the water into the tapioca, it is a starch, so it's going to really absorb your water. The best thing to do is just use your hands. Initially I tried using a spoon, but God gave us these hands for something, and it was probably to make tapioca. So we just mix it together as best you can with your hands until you get sort of like a fine consistency. You'll get these little boulders, but you can break them apart and make even smaller boulders. I don't know, I call them boulders. There's like little rocks. You don't have to use this sifter, but if you have one, it makes them a lot more even. But I just happen to have one in this apartment, so I'm going to use it. And then I just use my hands against the sifter and slowly push it down. What happens is it breaks down those big boulders and gives you this fine sort of powder, which is really good and really easy to make. So as you can see, the consistency is like flour or cocaine, one of those two. I don't know, I'm so high right now I can't even tell the difference. I actually found this really relaxing to do, but you can also make it in a rush. It's very fast to make, so if you do have some time, take your time with it, enjoy it. It's really nice to make. Like I said, sifter not necessary. You can just throw it in the pan and have it a bit lumpy, but it'll still taste really good regardless. So a few things to know about making tapiocas is that we need to use a non-stick pan. A sticky stick pan will still work, but a non-stick pan works the best. Another thing we need to do is keep stretching. When you're cooking, it does take a toll. You're hunched over, make sure to stretch. Also, we don't need any oil. It's great, right? No oil in this. Make sure your pan is set too high and make sure it's hot when you're cooking it. And then it takes literally a minute, and then you flip it, and then maybe another 30 seconds to a minute on the other side. You'll see it start to smoke. You'll see it start to bind. It's a really cool process. We're just pouring the tapioca in the pan just to create an even, almost like a pancake. No cracks. Fill in the cracks and spread it around with a spoon if that helps, or just use your fingers. The first one probably won't work out that great. You can see mine's not that nice. But the second and third one will be better, and the more times you do it, the more even you'll like it. Some people like tapioca's very thin. I prefer mine a little thicker, so it fills me up and I just have to make one, and I make sure to jam it with all the great foods that I want. Another cool thing about tapioca, more stretching for sure, definitely. Need to go and keep doing that stretching. Another cool thing about tapioca is that You can make it any which way you like. You can make it as a sweet or a savory or a spicy, or for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, as a snack. I'm going to show you 3 ways to make tapioca, but you can be creative yourself and do whatever you like. And that's the best part about it. It doesn't taste like really anything, so anything you put in it will be awesome. So the first one, we're going to add bacon. I chose turkey bacon. And we're going to add an egg on top of that. So a little bit of butter because I need to cook it. And then to make the tapioca stick to the eggs and bacon, we're going to add some cheese. And that's going to be what we're going to add last. Typically in tapiocas, especially when you're cooking, cheese is a bit of a necessary to bind everything to the tapioca. So when you eat it, it kind of just all melts together and becomes awesome. So always add your cheese at the end. It's not a necessity, it's just something I do to make it look and taste better. So we're going to use cheddar cheese, and then at the end we place the tapioca on top. Just pat it down to make sure it binds with the cheese. And my camera died, so some editing, and here we are. This is the result. It actually came out really ugly looking. It's ugly. I'm not even gonna try to sugarcoat it. I haven't made this in a long time, so it's okay. And the best thing too is when you make something ugly, make sure you have some chives and you just sprinkle it on there and you pretend it's prettier, but really it's not. But taste is what's doing it. You can make a pretty one. I guarantee your first one will be prettier than mine. This next one is my absolute favorite. I am in love with pizza. Pizza is my favorite food by far. I will eat pizza till the day I die. But I found an alternative to all of us who love pizza, but maybe don't love gluten, because, you know, bready pizza is just so awesome. But when I say this is a great alternative, I am not lying at all. This is super fast. It's super cheap. You can make it yourself. Just buy some pepperoni sliced from the deli store or from your local grocery store. And then add your favorite cheese. Today I'm gonna add mozzarella because typically that's what you would get on pizza. You can find some other cheese you might like a halloumi or maybe some Havarti, whatever you like. You add it to your non-stick pan. It's very important because we're basically going to be frying the cheese on top of the pepperonis. The pepperonis are cooked on one side. Make sure you flip them so you get an even amount of cooking. Add the mozzarella on top to cover the pepperoni. I'm going to try to show you with the camera, but I know it's not going to work. So we're basically just covering the pepperoni so it sticks to the pepperoni. The pepperoni and the cheese stick together, and then the cheese will stick to the tapioca. I swear to you, no pizza sauce, no extra added oregano, no nothing. That's a terrible job, buddy. Dumb. It's super dumb. But anyways, dumb is dumb. Put the tapioca on top, give it a quick pat, make sure the cheese sticks to it. You can kind of see here what I'm working with, just like that. And what's going to happen is the frying pan is going to cook the cheese as well and give it a bit of a crispy, crusty part. So initially, keep shaking it like I just did. If you keep shaking it, it'll eventually unstick. Initially you think, wow, it's going to turn like a big glob of gum, but no, it eventually keeps unsticking. You can screw around with it with the spatula, but it'll unstick itself once it starts getting burnty, and that burnty cheese is the best. Look how loose it is right now. A quick flip, and look, it's still ugly, but trust me, it tastes good. So we're gonna fold this one just like that, and that is the shit. That is the snack. That is the, oh my god, I've created something. Let's start a restaurant just making these type of pizzas sort of deal. And I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. So the last one is, if you're into fitness, you like food on the go, or if you have kids that are completely, just annoying and they never eat anything, you make them a tapioca, spread peanut butter around it, and add a banana. It's super cool, super healthy, great if you're just going to the gym, you need something fast to eat, and you don't want gluten. This, just roll it up and it comes out good. It's dessert. You can add Nutella, jam, whatever you want, but honestly, all of these are heaven. These are all amazing things. You have to try. Trust me on this one. Anyways, thanks for watching. It was really awesome to make this. I've been thinking about this video for a long time. Sorry for the editing. I'm still working on my cameras. They both died on me at one point in time. I hope you didn't notice that, but yeah, I'm really excited about this video. Please do try it. If you have trouble finding tapioca starch, like I said, Asian grocery stores, or maybe just search for it. Maybe even Amazon has it. If they do, I'll add a link in the description. But this is something you have to try, especially if you are someone who is allergic to or trying to avoid gluten. Anyways, on to the next one. Thanks again for watching. Peace.